moving on to one of my favorite guys right now. We got Vicente Luque versus Joaquin Buckley. Joaquin, he's a St. Louis guy too, isn't he?
I believe so. He used to at least train around in the St. Louis area. I don't know if he still does, but he does have a presence here.
Buckley, if you're still out here, man, we'll make you a friend of the show. You can come on. I'm not picking you though. Not this fight. If you come on, I'll pick you in the next fight. Vicente Luque, man, he can win in all three methods. Love this guy. He came back from a tough loss already. I think he was on a 2-fight losing streak. Now he got the monkey off his back. He can just come into this one and focus. He's a more seasoned guy. I'm looking at Buckley. Up against the wall. Dude got famous off one knockout. One knockout made this guy famous. If you get chinned by Curtis, I'm probably very, very seldom ever going to pick you. He's got no defense. I don't think he's going to have an answer for Luque. So I'm going to take Luque. It's very, very close odds on this one. Last time I checked is at minus 115. I'm going to take the Luque money line, dude. Let it roll.
This one's tough. This is the toughest one we have right now. The last one will also be just as difficult. So I'm going to start doing some technical analysis on this one right now. So
don't do it.
It's interesting you were talking about Jamal Emmers and how he possibly suffers from Jorge Masvidal syndrome, where he just coasts and then easily loses unanimous decisions that he should have won due to his own coasting.
Yeah.
So Joaquin Buckley, where I'm going with this story is, for another analogy, Joaquin Buckley is the prototypical glass cannon. He either knocks you out or he gets violently knocked out himself. A good comp to him would be Alistair Overeem. Alistair Overeem, when he wasn't blasting guys' heads off, was getting his own head blasted off. You live by the knockout, you die by the knockout. He's either the highlight reel or on the highlight reel. So with all that being said, what gives me the edge to want to go with Buckley is he's built like a brick shit house.
That he
and
is.
I believe that he is significantly taller with a greater reach than Vicente Luque. Am I right or am I wrong?
I can look
You
it
have
up.
it pulled up in front of you?
I can
If you
look it
don't,
up.
I can find it.
I heard that Luque is much longer in a different aspect, though.
Oh, wowzers.
Yeah, I know, right? Vicente
Well, it's a
Luque.
good thing. Good thing neither one are making OnlyFans content we have to grade.
Vicente Luque, 5'11".
Oh, he's taller than I thought.
Joaquin Buckley is... How tall are you, Joaquin? He is... Oh, Buckley's 5'8".
Damn!
Damn!
There's some angle or some shit on TV that makes him look way taller than 5'8". That actually is mind fucking me so bad right now that he's only 5'8".
That's why he's so built, man. He's packing it all onto this
That
tiny
is
ass
fucking
frame.
insane. I seriously thought you were going to tell me Joaquin Buckley was 6'3" or some shit. Wow. Okay, well, unfortunately, that still doesn't change much because here's my biggest concern. I'm sorry. I know, it's tough. I'm still worried that this man had fucking bleeding on his brain. He had bleeding on his fucking brain that almost killed him and almost ended his career. And he's got a lot of miles. He's not getting any younger. He's been in some wars. Those are my main concerns. He's been in so many wars, so many battles, so much damage. He's not getting any younger. Every concussive blow he takes amplifies and makes him more susceptible to the next. And once again, I get it. Joaquin Buckley is a glass cannon. And if he doesn't knock you out, he's getting knocked out. He can be the hammer. He cannot be the nail. I get it. But man, Vicente Luque just scares me with how close he was to retirement, how close he was to fucking dying is my biggest thing, because it's just so dangerous, the shit he was messing around with. And the other X factor in this is Buckley's going to be coming down from 185 to 170 to welterweight. Vicente Luque is not exactly a massive welterweight. He's kind of small for 170, and he's going to be fighting a guy who he's flip-flopped back and forth between welterweight and 185 at men's middleweight. But I think because of how he's built. I think he's more suited naturally probably for middleweight. Maybe I'm wrong. That's just my personal opinion. Regardless, the fact still remains he's fighting a guy who's so much bigger than him. So much bigger than him. Sure, he's shorter and he doesn't have the reach, but he's so used to walking around at even higher than 185, primarily competing at 185. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I get he's probably coming back down because, like you said, he got knocked out by Chris Curtis. He lost to Nasruddin Imavov. His worst loss to me was to Alicio De Chirico, a guy who's not even on the roster anymore, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, there's no shame in losing to Kevin Holland. There's no shame in losing to Imavov. Chris Curtis is a little bit, I'm in agreement with you. I'm a little scared, but Chris Curtis is a good boxer. So he at least has that going for him. He does have good boxing. He just can't turn right. He's like fucking Derek Zoolander. Like, there's been a podcast that did a host show about Chris Curtis and the plight of turning right. So there you go. I just can't. I'm sorry. I wish I could. I really like Luque more as the personal fighter that I want to win, but I can't let my heart get in the way of my brain, and I just see Buckley putting him on the highlight reel. I hate to say it. It's just how weakened his chin is. And at plus 240, yeah, plus 240 for Buckley KO TKO. I think I'm going to have to ride that because right now, like you said, it's pick 'em 112, minus 112 for Luque, minus 108 for Buckley. I'll go KO TKO. I don't think this goes the distance. And if it does, Buckley's not going to win anyway. So even though decision for him's at plus 320, I don't think he wins a decision. He damn sure doesn't get a sub. That's pretty much his only route. His only route is a KO TKO at plus 240. Other than that, yeah, if you're going to follow along and go Luque, that's pretty much take your pick. I'd probably go decision or KO TKO, but me personally, my money's plus 240, Buckley KO TKO. If Luque can withstand the heavy hands in the first onslaught of the first round, I'll feel a lot more confident going forward with betting on him. But for right now, I'm just a little skeptical because his bounce back fights, and this is the last thing I say before I move on, I haven't been too crazy about his bounce back fights. Yes, they're good in terms of allowing him to come back to the UFC at a reasonable pace and a safe pace to see if he still has it. But I mean, Rafael Dos Anjos, that's who he fought last August. That was his comeback fight, and it was a unanimous decision. I watched that fight. He played it very safe. It was a lot of holding Rafael up against the cage, finally getting the double leg by grabbing the heels and bringing the feet to his head and getting the fucking takedown, securing it on his ass that way. But other than that, very safe fight. It wasn't like he was going out there in his characteristic Luque fashion, getting in firefights. And then after that was the Neal loss, where he had the bleeding on the brain 2 years ago, the unanimous decision loss in 2022 to Bilal. And then after that, his last wins were 2021. So this is why I'm skeptical. His bounce back fight was against Dos Anjos, and that was a great litmus test, but it's not making me feel good about going up against a young guy like Joaquin Buckley that still has a little bit left in the tank.
I know we got to move on, but you're talking about the brain bleed after Jeff Neal. I think that's actually fake news. I think anybody, if they lost to Jeff Neal, they'd want to fucking kill themselves. So I think that's fake news. And Luque, man, Luque is like a seasoned cast iron grill, man. He's a seasoned guy. He's had that experience. When I think of Joaquin Buckley, or more specifically, I should say, when I think of 5'8" people, I think of people I've had sexual relations with in the past. And I think Buckley's going to get fucked. Okay.
All right. Hey, fair enough, man. But what do you got against little people, huh? The show's gotten really derogatory.
Hey, I don't have anything against anybody, not even Buckley. I just think that's how this fight's going to go.